Yes, hi. I am calling this number because I saw it on a bathroom wall. Seeing if you're Brandi.
I'm Brandi Lukas, and this is Brandi is Going to Hell. My taste in music is all over the shop, and it's the driving force behind this show. I will be bringing you music updates and chats with artists that you won't hear anywhere else.
The only true currency in this bankrupt world is what you share with someone else when you're uncool.
I had this vision, obey the riff, because I love riff. It doesn't matter if it's Journey, Foreigner, or Paul Bearer, or Cannibal Corpse. It's good riffs in there. I made a song with Angela Rock. I actually had the most awesome intro from Don Airy. The working name at the moment is going to be Obey the Riff. It's just a celebration to the riff. And if I combine that with good songs and hooky songs and do that with different artists, which I admire, would be just terrific.
I'm Brandi Lukas, and that was Niclas Engelin, the guitarist for In Flames, Engel, and We Sell the Dead. In this episode, Niclas chats about Obey the Riff and making new music with his idols, his record collection. He also teaches me how to say Batman in Swedish, and we chat about pastries. Greetings, Earthlings. As always, thank you so much for hitting that play button wherever you enjoy your podcasts. I'm so grateful to take you on this musical journey every 2 weeks. If it's your first time, I hope you enjoy and stick around for weeks to come. This week marks episode 20, and I am pumped to have Niclas Engelin on the show. Niclas is truly a breath of fresh air. He radiates such good vibes, positive energy, and passion for music, exercise, and adventure. Be sure to follow along with him on Instagram at Niclas_Engelin for all the above. Anyway, hold on tight for a few minutes before I jump into it with Niclas. You know the drill. I chat about new music that I love. You can listen along to all the music that I reference on my show via 2 5-star playlists that I created just for you. Brandi is Going to Hell, new music I dig, and Brandi is Going to Hell, my dope guests. You can find these playlists on Spotify by searching Brandi Lukas Airy or on my website, brandyisgoingtohell.com. The reason I don't do a show with music on Spotify is because a lot of my listeners are on Apple Music too, so I like to share the wealth between all the platforms. And that's super important to me because variety is the spice of life. Now on with it. Gojira is one of my favorites. I am so happy I got to see them open for Volbeat in 2019 and say hello backstage. Their new album Fortitude is mind-blowing, and I love how they had a larger environmental mission behind their single, Amazonia, in order to bring awareness to the destruction of the Amazon rainforest and how the current crisis is affecting its indigenous communities. They even got highlighted in Forbes for their fundraising initiative. Good stuff. I'm hopping on the Girl in Red bandwagon. I'm definitely late to the show as my first listen was her release week. I'm all about honesty, self-examination, and vulnerability, and in a way that is catchy, experimental, and rockin', which 22-year-old Norwegian Marie Ulven nails in her full-length debut, If I Could Make It Go Quiet. Montreal's experimental rock trio Big Brave released their latest album, Vital. I don't want to do a disservice trying to explain this band without you listening, so please check them out. But every time I listen, I think of Dead Meadow, but more doomy with Bjork-esque vocals. Robin Waddy's vocals kick ass, make you feel, and the drone rock underlying her emotion makes it something special and incredibly intriguing. Philly represent. I love Vinnie Paz. He has such a recognizable and distinct voice in the rap world and is an amazing lyricist. He released a beast of a new album, 22 songs long, this past April, titled Burn Everything That Bears Your Name. As I was going through new releases for this show, Cake Pop's Cake Pop 2 caught my attention. It's not traditionally something I'd gravitate to, but I must say, it's so cool in its own regard and touches on so many different elements. Alt-rap, orchestral ballads, happy hardcore, top 40, but all while being the soundtrack of a video game. One fraction of Cake Pop is Dylan Brady, who has production and songwriting credits for huge acts in the pop and hip-hop world. And now, it's time to dive into my chat with Niclas Engelin. Niclas has steadily released new music with all of his outfits since 2018. 2018 being his band Engel's Abandon All Hope. 2019 In Flames' I the Mask. And in 2020, We Sell the Dead released Black Sleep. Since the restrictions due to the pandemic that were placed in March 2020, he has been quite busy recording and working on a new project of his titled Obey the Riff, which he will expand on in this chat, featuring him and a bunch of his idols. I'm extremely excited for him and that project, and honored that I got to chat with him about music, growing up, his record collection, and more. Here's Niclas Engelin on Brandi is Going to Hell. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello, Brandi. How are you?
Okay, it's so nice to meet you. What were you up to today on your lovely Sunday?
I just recorded some acoustic guitar, and I just broke my string here. I broke the string. Yeah, and I was in the flow. I had this Spanish vibe into it with a finger picking and all, and just break.
Oh no!
Ah! I have to redo it.
Okay, well that's pretty cool. What were you recording that for?
Just some stuff, just some fun. I just had a vibe today. Maybe I should do some acoustic stuff, some kind of can I call it medley maybe? I don't know, something.
Okay, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm so stoked that you're down to hang with me today. You know, you're a kick-ass guitar player, you're an adventurer, you're a record collector, and you radiate such positive energy. You do online. It's like such good vibes. So in 2000,
Thank you.
of course, you're welcome.
Nice to be at your podcast.
Yes. So in 2019, In Flames released I the Mask, and then in early 2020, We Sell the Dead released its second album, Black Sleep, which is super exciting in itself. So how did your band We Sell the Dead come about?
Wow, that's a funny thing. That's a really funny thing. A friend of ours to the band, his name is Dan Lind. He is a pro when it comes to animation and stuff like that. And he had this idea of making a animated movie of Jack the Ripper, but the whole scenery was moved from London to Gothenburg. So, and we, the band, were body snatchers who stole the bodies from stole the bodies and sold it to evil priests and stuff like that. It was just mess, kind of a Jack the Ripper into it. So that was his storyboard in short terms. And then he asked me, could you please add some music to this movie, or what's it called? And I was like, maybe, yeah, I'm into some Doom, Candlemas stuff, Paul Bearer and stuff like that. Maybe I haven't done music that slow before, but is it possible to do music, slow Doom music, hooky? That was my intention. Can I make it hooky and still have a chorus that have some Journey vibe to it, have some positive vibes to it?
Yeah.
And that's come about, and that was a little bit of a challenge, because I had to compose the music to pictures, to moving pictures,
Okay.
and the vibe from what he wanted it to be, and well, that was interesting. And I had help from the whole band. The band, well, we became a band after that because we had so much fun doing it. So that was the first incarnation of We Sell the Dead. That was from an animated movie that came to be a rock band, and then we had so much fun. Maybe we should do a proper band and just make cool music.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So that became Black Sleep.
Okay, great. And both records that you have were released via Ear Music too. So that's awesome that
it is.
Yeah.
It is. I'm really stoked about being there. I mean, Deep Purple.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of great people on Ear Music. It's pretty awesome.
It is. It's fantastic.
Great. So when we return to normalcy, then I really am stoked to see We Sell the Dead. I'm sure you were super stoked to tour around Black Sleep, and then the world kind of fell apart, but it seems like you made the best of what happened after it. So for you and the rest of the world, the pandemic was shocked to the system a bit, and you had to kind of shift your routines, adjust your mindsets to the sudden change. And with that being said, you posted on Instagram that you had some updates in the studio and you had some new magic going on. So what have you been working on? I saw you were working with Andy LaRocque of King Diamond. Is there more Engel? Is there more We Sell the Dead? Is there more In Flames? Or what other projects do you have cooking?
There's so much going on. I have to catch my breath. And LaRocque first is a guitar idol of mine. I've been a King Diamond fan since I was a little kid, and playing with him was like, yes. And we actually made a song together.
Oh, cool. Is that for a secret project, or is that for something that you can talk about? Or
I can talk about it a little bit. I had this vision. I had this slogan: obey the riff, because I love riff. We all love riff. It doesn't matter if it's Journey, Foreigner, or Paul Bearer, or Cannibal Corpse. It's good riffs in there, right? So I made a song with Andy LaRocque, and I actually had the most awesome intro to the Obey the Riff from the magician, the wizard, Don Airy.
Yeah, I was going to creep into asking about that too.
That was so cool.
So that's
cool.
all the same track.
No, it isn't. It's gonna be on the same album.
Okay, cool. My gosh.
So Don did the intro to the whole album, and it's amazing. It was I was still stoked. Is it happening?
Wow. So is that going to be released as something that's under your name, or do you have like a name for it, or is
the working name at the moment is going to be Obey the Riff.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about Obey the Riff too, because I was going to say it seems like it's your mantra or your motto of sort. You said it was your slogan, right? So
yeah.
When you say Obey the Riff and you mean all the riffage, what does that mean to you, and that whole collection of that thought?
It's as I said previously, we all do love riffage, and I thought of I don't know, it's just a celebration to the riff, and if I combine that with good songs and hooky songs, and do that with different artists which I admire and just liked for ages, would be just terrific. I mean, again, Don Airy.
Yeah, I mean, you named two legendary people. So can you share anybody else, or is it still cooking behind the scenes? More to come.
More to come. I can't.
Okay. I won't pry. You're just getting me excited. So
yeah. So cool.
Okay, great. Back on Obey the Riff too. You released a beer with We Sell the Dead, right? Called Obey the Riff. What was that process like? That sounds pretty cool.
That's actually, that was really, really fun. The brewery is called Berium, and they have this brewery next to my house in general.
Convenient, right?
So they had this tap room and they are rockers and they love the riffage. I think one of them had this back piece of the first Black Sabbath album, and we just hooked up, and we made a just awesome beer which sold out here in Sweden, of course. We just made the most of it, and we did actually had a gig at the tap room with We Sell the Dead to celebrate the riffage and Obey the Riff beer.
That's great.
That was
when you make the beer, do you have like certain, like, I'm sure you taste tested it, do you have like certain kind of styles of beer that you prefer?
I just wanted it to be light and for everyone, like not a heavy beer, a light beer, but still. I actually used Sierra Nevada as a to-go-to beer. Maybe we do something like this. Not too strong, not too flowerish, but something in that kind of. And that's what we did with the Obey the Riff beer.
That's awesome. I like how you tie that motto throughout a lot of things that you do. It's really special and cool. It keeps you kind of like, what's next? With the whole like trilogy of that motto. So that's really cool. So what else has kept you busy in 2020 and 2021? I see you're an avid mountain biker, which is really cool, but I also saw that you broke your ribs. When was that?
My God.
I'm sorry to bring up a bad memory, but I just think that's remarkable. No. You're
that was. We have this right from where we live. We have this mountain where you can go hiking or mountain bike or whatever, and all the wild animals is living there. So you gotta be there during daytime. Otherwise, it's just elks. Yeah. Anyway, this was the day before our vacation with the family. We had rented a house by the sea. It's called Bohuslän, a little bit further up to Norway almost. So me and my neighbor, my friend, Patrick is his name. He's a pro. We went up to the mountains to do go for a ride for an hour or two. Yeah, let's do it. And when you go with a mountain bike that fast, you can't hesitate. When you have decided to do something, you gotta do it. You can't hesitate or think twice. And this is a move I've done several hundreds of times. But when I just started it, I just hesitated, maybe it's wrong. So I pulled the brakes and I flew over. And when I landed, I heard and felt a crack in the ribs.
No.
I was, and I lost my breath. And we were in the middle of the mountains, just woods, rocks,
At least you were with someone, though. Jeez.
Yeah, and Patrick helped me out, but I was still shocked. So we still rode. And then after an hour, I felt, this is boring. I want to go home. Yeah, I understand. So we went home. I was still shocked. And then the next morning, when we were supposed to leave for the rented house by the sea at Bohuslän, I couldn't even move. I was like, when you shit your pants, you can't move, you can't even smile. Like this. I was. So I don't know how, but I managed to get into the car and up to the house and everything. Went in there, and I was in so much pain, and I couldn't play with the kids and do stuff. And I was like, I have to go to the. Is it called ER?
Emergency room. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went there, and you got 2 broken ribs. Here's the painkiller. What am I gonna do? Just wait 6 to 8 weeks. I can't even breathe. Here's the painkillers. So I was out. I was out for 6 to 8 weeks.
Wow. And was that in 2020 then?
It was.
Okay. Well, at least it was 2020 and not when it's an active cycle of something, right? When you're at.
No. It was 19. Actually.
Oh. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like you're back and kicking pretty good. And
when I think of it, if I landed on my wrist or anything like that, I would be out. So nowadays, I'm not that wild with mountain bike anymore. I'm a little bit. No, you do it. You can do it. I wait.
More for the scenic route instead of aggressive, racing route.
Yeah.
Cool. So is mountain biking a part of like your daily routine or anything, or is it something that you do?
It used to be like that. And
okay.
Then it sounds like I'm a freak or anything, or this healthy living. But I started to run instead.
Oh wow. Okay. That's
cool. Yeah. The same kind of up in the mountains kind of. So I had this again when you get caught in stuff. This is actually the 27th day in a row I'm running.
Wow. What
don't
do you do it?
Why? Because I don't know. Yes, my neighbor Patrick, the crazy one with a mountain bike, he's up to 74 days in.
Wow. That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels good. So far, I haven't broken any legs or hurt my feet or anything.
Nice. So next, I would love to segue into your record collection. You mentioned in a previous interview with Band Bond, your first vinyl ever was Judas Priest's Defender of the Faith, which you got from your dad. And watching you unbox that honestly just brought the biggest smile to my face, and it made me all warm and fuzzy inside. So what are some other records in your collection that changed your life early on? And based on those records, when did you pick up the guitar? And tell me a little bit about that kind of background about you.
I was lucky where I grew up. First, I had my dad, who was a huge country fan, Johnny Cash and Waylon Jennings and all that stuff, but that wasn't for me back then. But I had 4 older sisters.
Oh, wow.
So I'm the last of 5. And they gathered a lot of, boys from the hood. So I got to hang out with the older kids, older crowd. And they were really into playing music. And they showed me bands like Van Halen, Mötley Crüe, AC/DC and stuff like that. And Ozzy Osbourne, Bark at the Moon. Again, Don Airy.
Yeah.
And Mr. Crowley and stuff like that. So I grew up on that, and they teach me guitar, and they teach me. I had the best life. I mean, so good. It actually brought me to the rehearsal room. Just stay there, and I'll show you some tricks. And these are dudes with long hair, stuff like that. And I was so impressed. I was like, wow. I want to do it. I have a funny story. At our school, we used to have these gatherings every Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was in the 4th or 5th grade, something like that. I discovered Judas Priest and Ozzy Osbourne, Bark at the Moon, and stuff like that. And we had this morning, what would you say, congregation or whatever, every Thursday, 20 minutes or something like that. Okay, 4th grade, we had the music teacher. He looked like the hipsters do now, with a big beard and glasses.
Oh, yeah.
And he was the Beatles and, Beethoven and stuff like that. And it turned out the light and up and showed a picture right on the wall of a madman with upside down bones with cross. When they had this corpse painting, And that was Merciful Fate.
Mm-hmm.
This is the devil's music. You can't listen to this. This is satanic. If you listen to this, you will become possessed. He was ranting. Everyone was just scared. And me and my buddy Kim, we were like, yeah, this is great. This is awesome. This is Ozzy Osbourne, Exorcist, and now Merciful Fate. And we were like, we were the opposite. We gotta have this one. Mm-hmm. And my friend Kim, he would easily won the Olympic Games in shoplifting. It was crazy. Oh my gosh. So after the school, we went down to the mall. and we got the Merciful Fate, Don't Break the Oath, and he stole it. And we went home to his place because his parents wasn't home. And we turned on the turntable, and I was like amazed.
Wow.
First, all this ranting about this satanic person, and then the cover artwork, Don't Break the Oath, and you could see him having a masses, And he put it on, and as soon as it started to, started to sing, whoa, high pitch, I was like, and Kim was like, I don't like this. You can actually have it. Are you sure? Yeah, you can have it. From that day, I was hooked on King Diamond, Merciful Fate. I was like, all right, I can take it. No worries. Thank you.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
I think I got around 12 different editions of that album. I love it.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Yeah.
So from that, when did you first pick up the guitar, and how did that form into joining bands early in your career and then lead into In Flames? So what was that kind of timeline?
Yeah. This was back in, this is, now we're talking 85, 86, something like that. And the cool thing with the community and the school we went to, and that suburbs where we grew up, it was a tight knit. Either you were into sports, which I was playing a lot of soccer, football, and indoor band and stuff like that. And I was hanging out, as I said previously, with the older crowd who actually showed me, no, don't go to the mall. You don't shoplift anything, like you play football with us. Come on, let's do this. And that goes for the, all right, you're going to hang on to the rehearsal room with us? Yeah, can I? So everything was served, so to speak. Here's the guitar, pick it up. I'll show you how to play. What was it first? Van Halen lick I learned was, what is it called? Ain't talking about love. Yeah, that's the one. And stuff like that. And of course, some Judas Priest. Anyway, the school, we went to have this 2 hours every Thursday. You gotta try whatever you like to try. If you were into sports, which I already was, but you can try music for 2 hours. Can I? So I signed up for that. And that was just magical. And then I got to play bass. I played bass, and we played this song, Good Gala Miss Molly. Good Gala Miss Molly, or something like that. And I play bass. Is it and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and yeah. And then it was just magical. You got hit by the magic, and combined with all these older friends I got, they just served me, and I still hang out with those people to this day.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's just amazing. It is. So I'm really proud. And then I went to the school, and we had this youth centers over here, which is really, really important. And the cool thing is that when I started in the 7th grade, I met Jesper Strömblad, who formed In Flames. And we formed a band called Poltergeist. And I also was in another band called Rising, after the Rainbow album Rising. And the cool thing was that those older buddies, they went to become youth center leaders.
Wow.
So when I started 7th grade, hello, welcome, let's pick it up. Let's play guitar. All right, I can do that.
That's so cool.
It's so cool, yeah. And they arranged gigs and stuff like that around our area. So we got to try out different instruments and different genres, but mostly hard rock, of course.
Yeah, that's really special. That's awesome that your community molded you into, this whole, the beginning of your whole career. That's really cool. I feel like unless you have your parents sign you up in America to take lessons and be a part of it, it seems like it's something that's not offered internally in a community, you know what I mean, just for free or whatever. So that's really special. That's really inspiring as well. We should adopt that mentality.
So back then when we grew up, it was all about youth centers. I mean, the whole government, they put so much money behind that, and they were supporting it. You know, to gather, grow younger people to find some interests instead of hanging at malls and stuff like that.
And taking merciful
because everyone wasn't into sports. I was lucky I was into sports, and I have a big family, and my parents were very supportive of whatever I want to do. All right, we do this. Okay. So I had the older friends who took care of me. So I was, can I say, blessed in that sense?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So another thing I'm super impressed by is your extensive record collection and how often you're popping into record shops and all that jazz. It's really cool to see people who actively play music, actively consume it as well. So what are some records that you're spinning right now and can't get enough of?
Right now? Wow.
I know, long-winded question.
No. It's so cool. Actually, this is so cool regarding music. I mean, people, I'm just a nerd with the vinyls, but people do have Spotify or iTunes where they have all the collection or do playlists and stuff. And it's kind of similar, but I need to feel and touch. And it's so cool with music in general because you get to find out a lot of stuff about music. I was really, for a period, I was really into old Whitesnake, the bluesy stuff of Whitesnake. And then I read some interviews. Oh, we took this from that artist and we listened to this. So they did the same, actually, as we do. We get inspired from stuff. So there's a live album from Whitesnake, Live in the Heart of the City. It's called like that. And then I thought of, then I heard for the first time a year ago, an artist, I don't know if he's alive anymore, but Bobby Bland.
Okay.
Amazing. Ain't no love in the heart of the city. Yeah. And Coverdale and Whitesnake were doing that as a cover on that live album.
Ah, okay. That's cool.
And I didn't thought about that until a year ago. Wow, and the whole album is amazing. I get goosebumps. So that's is one of the albums we play the most. Even my wife appreciate that one.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Do you guys, do you both share similar music tastes or not really?
No. For the most part, yes, we do. But not when it comes to the latest Gojira album.
Oh, that was great, by the way.
yeah, that's a good one, a really good one. And I have a really a fun story when it comes to my kids. We were, as you couldn't leave, we cannot leave the country. Last year we went to vacation. We had a vacation for Sweden, and we just drove. And they want to listen to radio, and all this nonsense in my ears. It's just sound. And that was downtown, and they had the iPads and stuff, and I put in Back in Black with AC/DC. And it worked. It worked for 3 weeks. They didn't mention it. They were like,
yeah, wow, that's a really cool moment.
I have to change it and dare to change it.
Wow, so that's really cool because I also saw you post a picture playing guitar with your daughter. So like, how many children do you have?
2.
Okay, cool. And that's great that they were hooked on AC/DC. That's awesome. And do they share any kind of other musical, moments with you?
Not really.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Each their own.
But the cool thing with my kids is that they're so used to music and sound, me playing guitar, or it's just music at home the whole time at our place. And sometimes when we're gonna have a dinner and I just turn it off, or wife turns it off, and Joy, our oldest, I can't eat. What's wrong? Well, we just did your favorite dish here. No, there's no music. I need music to eat.
Aw.
All right.
Not a bad thing, yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
And so is there anything else that you would like to share as far as like music that you've been working on, or anything else to come from you? Because from everything that I asked, I like to ask some also rapid fire questions that are not completely always music related. So I was going to see if there's anything I missed that you definitely wanted to put out in the world, and we can jump into some rapid fire.
Yeah, I have a cool thing. I have this T-shirt.
Uh-huh.
I wear this T-shirt today, and if you translate Batman into Swedish,
Mhm.
it will become Läderlappen.
Okay, Läderlappen.
Yes, Läderlappen, Batman.
I like that. Cool. I like that. You're a cool dude. Awesome. So let's rapid fire it.
Yes.
What's your spirit animal?
Excuse me?
What is your spirit animal? Like, what, if you have one, what animal do you like, or what one do you feel like you resonate with? You never thought about that?
No, leopard.
A leopard.
Something
Okay.
Something with energy.
Okay, cool. What is, you're in such a great mindset. I was just super curious. What are some elements of your daily routine?
Running, playing guitar.
Coffee.
Yeah, coffee. Yeah. That's what I'm starting with a coffee. Yes, of course.
So do you brew your own coffee at home? Sorry, this is not a rapid fire anymore because I'm asking you deep. Do you brew your own coffee at home, or do you go to a local shop that you take?
No, I brew it at home. I need my own brew. Just the smell of it.
Yeah.
And Bob Land in the background, and I open up so I can get outside on the porch, and just the kids are at school and wife is away, and
yeah, it's a special moment for yourself. That's cool.
It is.
So you grew up in Sweden and you're currently living there now. What are some other cities around the world that have inspired you?
Canada. I like Canada.
Okay.
I love New York. I love Greece. So many cool places. Japan, my God, it's amazing.
That's awesome.
I try to make the most of the time, but whatever country. I just love to visit different countries and be able to do that and meet people and interact and just
Right.
Proud.
When out of curiosity, when you go to these different cities, only because I know some people that like will take their mountain bike on tour. Is there anything that you make a part of when you visit these different cities, like certain things that you do? Like, do you go for a mountain bike ride? Do you make sure you go to a local record shop? Do you do anything like that when you travel?
Yeah, totally. I try to get up as early as possible to get a breakfast, coffee, of course. And then if someone want to tag along, we just walk. And then I try to check out the record stores, because it's always very, very funny. Because, for instance, when you are in the States, there's this alternative bookstore, and there's this coffee store, and there's always this small record store, which I love it. And you have your coffee and you go into the store. All right. And there's always something you can hang on to. And when you've been into the store for 10 minutes, then the store manager asks, hello, what's up? I'm just looking for this. And then you start to chat along. And then you have 2 hours later, and a pack of albums, of course. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that.
I like that.
Cool. And what's your favorite food?
Wow, I love all kinds of food.
I'm asking because I see you post pictures of those pastries a lot. What are they called? Selma?
salmon. We had some seafood yesterday.
Okay.
No, on Friday, which was really, really nice. We haven't had that properly for at least 2 weeks. So I like seafood.
Okay, cool. That's really good. And
Yeah.
cool. And I don't mean to backtrack. You post those pastries from a local cafe in town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Sorry,
no,
might have overtalked you. Sorry.
No. It's so funny. It's called semla.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I said it wrong. That's probably you're like, what the hell is she talking about? Okay.
It's called semla, and it's a bun with some cream and some other stuff in there, and I just made a thing out of that. It seems like I'm eating 10 of those every day, which I'm not doing. But I love the semla, and I have some other friends here who are really into semla as well. So we had this competition between us because they're from another area of Gothenburg. I have mine and my locals, and they are the best, and they actually were the best.
That's awesome. I actually went into a wormhole on that cafe's account. Like the pastries look amazing in Sweden. I wish there was something like that in Jersey City. I was very impressed. It made me like, it looked really good. Cool. So Niclas, that's all I have for you. If you want to add some more,
I think that was cool. It was
okay,
fun.
Great. Thank you so much for joining me. What a cool guy, right? Honored to have such a legend on my show, and many thanks to my awesome husband, Mike Airy, for the intro to Niclas. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast. In my brain, I have this ultimate dream of growing a community of people who love exploring rock music in an unconventional way. Hopefully, if you listened because you are a fan of Niclas, you might check out past episodes and find someone else you enjoy, or stick around because you think I'm cool. Either way, I want to continue celebrating these awesome artists, their stories, and with fun interviews for you. Up next on May 26th, I'll have John and Scott of the Dust Coda from London joining me to celebrate the release of their latest album, Mojo Skyline, so keep your ears peeled for that. Until then, I'll leave you with a random thought. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Kind of like why I do this podcast. I want to switch it up. I want to be a woman that interviews bands and talks about music. I'm tired of boring interviews or interviews that only highlight the greatest hits. I love rock and roll. I want to connect with other people, etc. What change do you want to see and be a part of? Thank you, yes you, for listening to Brandi is Going to Hell. I have a lot more thank yous in order for making the show come alive. I want to thank Celeste Giuliano for her amazing pinup photography. I dreamed of having my photographs taken by her in order to make my podcasting dreams come to life. So thank you, Celeste, and your team for making me look like a hot mama. Thanks to Crystal Rugel for her design direction for my new logo. Spent many nights texting her late. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And she was such a great resource. Shout out and many thanks to Ryan Hanratty at Frosted Green Productions for all video production. My man, definitely don't want to be fucking with video, and you've saved my life. My amazing husband, Mike Airy, for always believing in me and bridging the gap between me and amazing artists. I love you and you're my rock. St. Neots hardcore band Impact for the music throughout the show. You can check out their EP Strength Through Loyalty on every streaming service. My friend Gooch, aka Ryan Nelson, for always asking me when's a new show coming out. My friend Matt Young, who got my foot into the door as an intern at IndieGoot, which led me to my first career in music at Q Prime. So a major shout out goes to Doug Oswandel as well for giving me a chance and hiring me there. My dad, John Lukas, for raising me with an impeccable taste in music. And my mom, Beth Ann Lukas, for helping me be a functional adult with good credit. Last but not least, Brandi is Going to Hell is dedicated to my badass grandmom, Elizabeth Betty Fowler.